let you know all the little tears gon' come and go. Baby, just gotta make up your mind that every little thing's gonna be alright.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Alton Towers Week. If you don't know what Alton Towers Week is, then obviously I'm going to explain it because this is the first video of Alton Towers Week, so you're not really going to know what it is. But it's basically me uploading a video Monday to Friday on the lead up to Alton Towers opening weekend, or just opening day, because I'm only going on opening day. Fingers crossed it does actually go ahead. Obviously with everything going on in the world right now, there's a very high chance that it could be cancelled, but fingers crossed that it's not. That will be so devastating, and oh my god, I really don't want that to happen. But obviously people's health needs to come first, and it would be understandable if it was to be cancelled, but fingers crossed that it isn't. So yeah, I'm basically going to be uploading a video Monday to Friday, Alton Towers related, or well, there is one video this week that's like Merlin related, and then I've got a Q&A on Friday. But apart from that, the rest of it is all just Alton Towers based. And that is basically what I'm going to be doing Monday to Friday this week. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I also did this with Blackpool Pleasure Beach opening weekend. I did Blackpool week and I loved filming those videos so much, and they seemed to go down really well, so I thought I would do it again for Alton Towers. I also want to do things like Chessington week, Thorpe Park week, Fantasy Island week, but obviously I'll kind of need to do those later on in the year because a lot of the theme parks open all on the same weekend, which is this weekend. So yeah, I kind of don't want to, you know, do Thorpe Park week next week and then Chessington week the week after. Like, it's just, I feel like that's going to be way too much, so I am going to sort of spread them out a little bit. And I also need to think of video ideas for those as well. If you have any ideas, then please do let me know, and I'll give you full credit for them in my videos if I do film them. So yeah, before we jump into this video, I just want to say I apologise about the lighting. I can't really see my viewfinder that much. I can see it if I go like here, but obviously I'm not going to film the whole video like sat like this. And if I just sit back here, I feel like the angle is kind of okay and everything, but my vision is so like blurry right now. So if the lighting kind of changes throughout the video, then I apologise. I'm using my MacBook as some sort of light to put on me, although I don't really think it's making that much of a difference. I really need to get a ring light, but ring lights are really expensive, so I'm just waiting until I can afford to get one of those. So yeah, I do apologise about the lighting. It's just natural light and then like my MacBook just shining on me, not really doing a lot I don't think, but it's there. And I also just want to address the elephant in the room, coronavirus. I feel like it would be a bit weird if I didn't address it. I just want to say that my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who may have suffered with coronavirus, or you know someone who is suffering with it, and all the countries and like cities and places that are in lockdown right now. Like, I really hope that doesn't happen to the UK, because that is very scary, and it's just a really scary time right now. But I think it, like, obviously it's such a negative thing that is happening, but we need to try and focus on the positives. Don't panic buy, because you know that is, I feel like that's the worst thing to do, because you need to think of older people who are actually at risk of this coronavirus, and you know, just think about people who like are running out of toilet rolls and hand sanitizer and soap and whatever. You know, just think about other people. Like, you don't need to be buying like 50 hand sanitizers. Like, one bottle will last you a really long time, and we're actually running out of hand soap right now, so please just, if you have enough hand soap, just bear in mind that other people might not, and obviously it's something that we need. My battery is flashing already, so I'm going to change my battery and then we will get into this video. So today I am going to be telling you guys my top 5 rides at Alton Towers, or top 5 coasters, because they are all roller coasters. And yeah, so I have been to Alton Towers twice. I went in 2017 for my first time. Didn't really go on a lot because back then I was still a bit of a wimp, and you know, I was kind of still scared of like really big rides and whatever. And then I went for the fireworks in November last year in 2019, and that is when I kind of went on everything, and I really enjoyed it. I have like fallen in love with Alton Towers. And hopefully if it doesn't get cancelled this week, I'm so excited to get back on some of my favourite rides and just get back into Alton Towers. Like, I feel like it's going to be so busy, so I might not get on a lot of rides, but just to be back in a theme park is going to be amazing. Please do bear in mind that this is my opinion, this is just what I like. I feel like especially the 5th one, it's a very you know, you wouldn't really expect it to be on somebody's top 5, but it is on mine because I'm a weirdo, and there is a coaster on here that I feel like a lot of people are expecting me to say, and I'm not gonna say it, so please be kind. This is just my opinion. I am a bit weird, hence why these are in my top 5, and please just be respectful that this is my opinion, this is what I like, we're all different, and I know that this isn't going to be to everybody's cup of tea, so yes, okay, let's get started. I feel like I've rambled on for so long, so let's go. So the first ride on my list is my absolute favourite, Alton Towers. It's my 3rd favourite coaster in general, and it's the Smiler. I absolutely love the Smiler so much. I went on it for the first time last year. For the fireworks event, we went on it in the daytime, and then we had a nighttime ride on it. I preferred the nighttime ride just because, you know, any coaster in the dark is a lot better than if you were to ride it in the day, obviously. But honest to God, I went on the Smiler thinking I was going to hate it because obviously it's got 14 inversions, so I was like, I don't know how I'm going to cope with 14 inversions because I get sick really easily. Not necessarily on rides, like I don't really struggle with anything like that, thank God, but I don't know, I just kind of thought, I'm a person that gets sick really easily, like I have to watch what I eat and etc etc, so going on a coaster with 14 inversions doesn't sound great, and it didn't really sound that appealing to me, and I was really scared when I first went on it, but I came off it and I absolutely loved it. It's manufactured by Gerstlauer, which is like one of my favourite manufacturers. I know that's such an unpopular opinion, but I actually really love Gerstlauer. And yeah, I just absolutely love the Smiler. It doesn't feel like you're going upside down 14 times. It actually feels like you're going upside down like twice and that's it. Unless that's just me, it probably is, but honestly it doesn't feel like I'm going upside down 14 times. Especially on the first inversion, it feels so weird because it's like in the dark. And you don't really know like what's happening, especially if you've never ridden it before. I kind of went on it. I've watched a POV of the Smiler so many times, but even when I went on it I was like, I didn't really know what to expect because a POV can be so different to actually riding it in person. And I went on it and I just completely forgot that there was an inversion pretty much straight away. So when we obviously went through that inversion, I was like, okay. Like I was very taken back and I was very surprised, but yeah, oh my god, it's such a good coaster. Gets so slagged off, which makes me so sad. A lot of people find it rough, a lot of people just don't like it. I love it, I love the theming, I love the soundtrack. I know it's so creepy, but I actually really like it. And yeah, it's not as rough as everybody makes it out to be, because I think the one reason I was scared to go on it is because everybody had made it out to be such a bad coaster. So I was like, oh my god, I'm absolutely gonna hate this. But obviously I went into it with an open mind. I wasn't gonna let what other people think of that coaster determine what I think of it. So I went on it with an open mind, and I came off and I absolutely loved it. I knew instantly that that was my favourite coaster at Alton Towers. By this point I think we did everything else apart from Oblivion, I think. And I was just like, oh my god, I absolutely love that. It's just fun, like, you know what I mean? It's just a fun coaster. It can be a bit rough in places, but it's not as rough as everybody makes it out to be. But to be honest, I have only ridden it twice, so I could have some more rough rides on it. I could have some smoother rides on it, I'm not sure. I can't remember where we sat. I think for the first time we were sat on the second or third row, and then for the nighttime one we were sat I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure where we sat, but I think it was second and third row. And I've not done it on the front yet. I really want to do it on the front because apparently that's like the smoothest place to sit. So I really want to have a front row ride on the Smiler. Fingers crossed I can get one this weekend. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, the Smiler is my absolute favourite ride at Alton Towers. It's my third favourite coaster in like my top 10 coasters and whatever. And yeah, I love the Smiler, which is a very unpopular opinion, but actually like I went on it and I came off and I was like, that is an insane coaster. I absolutely love it. So that is my favourite ride at Alton Towers. My second favourite coaster at Alton Towers is Oblivion. I love Oblivion so much. It's so simple, but I just really love it. I feel like a coaster doesn't need like, even though the Smiler is my favourite and it does have 14 inversions and it has twists and turns and it has like everything you could ever ask for in a coaster, I feel like for a roller coaster to be good, it doesn't need to have loads of inversions, it doesn't need a load of airtime, doesn't need a load of hang time, whatever. I feel like just plain and simple can sometimes do the job. And I think the main reason I love Oblivion so much is because that was the one coaster that I was the most afraid of, which sounds so stupid because Oblivion, like I said before, it's just such a simple coaster. Like it's just a lift hill. It's not even a vertical lift hill. I hate vertical lift hills. If I had to like point out a negative of the Smiler, I'd say it's the vertical lift hill because I hate them. But yeah, Oblivion, you know, you've just got a standard lift hill, just go around a corner and then you sort of you stop at the top for like 2 seconds and then straight down into a vertical drop into a hole and then back up, back into the station. So you know, it doesn't sound scary and it doesn't necessarily look that scary just from photos and videos, but when you're there, Oblivion is so big. I've got my MacBook here so I might as well Google these things. I don't know how tall Oblivion is. I want to say that it's like 78 feet, but I'm not sure. So Oblivion is 65 foot high, which to be honest, like it's not that high in the grand scheme of things, and I'm not afraid of heights at all. And you know, I've been on like the big one, and at work I've been trained on a high ropes course which is like 80 feet up. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love being high up, I love heights so much. But when you're there, when you're a very small person, I'm verging on 5 foot. I'm 19 years old and I'm verging on 5 foot. Obviously looking up at this 65 foot coaster is very intimidating, and I was just scared of the drop. Like that's literally it. I wasn't scared of anything else. Like it looks like a really fun coaster, but I was just really scared of the drop because it is just straight down. You're going into a hole, you don't know how long that drop lasts for, you don't really know where you're going and whatever. Like it's very intimidating when you're standing there just sort of watching it go by, and the noise that it makes is so scary. I remember when I first went to Alton Towers in 2017, I went with Kaya and we were both really scared of Oblivion. Kaya is still scared of Oblivion because she's not been to Alton Towers since then, but I'm hoping to take her this year. But yeah, we were both just stood there and we watched it go down so many times, and that noise, oh my god, we both like freaked out. And I remember Kaya told me she had nightmares about it and everything. Like it is a very scary noise, but once you do it, like, oh my god, it's such a good coaster. So I think I kind of went off track a little bit. So basically, I love Oblivion because that is the coaster that I was most scared of, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it, I'm too scared for that. I was like almost on the verge of tears when I went to do Oblivion. But I managed to build up the courage and do it. I was with a group of 3 people and they all encouraged me to do it as well, and I feel like if it wasn't for them then I definitely wouldn't have done it. But they encouraged me to do it and I was like, just do it, it's literally like 20 seconds of your life, like you can do it. So I kind of built myself up to do it, and I'm so glad that I did. I feel like I definitely would have come home and regretted not doing Oblivion Alton Towers. when I went last year for fireworks, and again we had a night ride on it and it was so good in the dark. I still do find it really scary, and I feel like I am gonna find it really scary if I manage to go on it this weekend, but hopefully I'll have someone sort of, you know, I'll have someone there to encourage me a bit more and someone there to sit next to me, and hopefully I'll be fine. So yeah, but honest to God, it's such a good coaster, and I feel like the more I ride it, the more I'll get used to it. And yeah, it's just so simple, but it's so good, and it's so smooth because it's manufactured by B&M. Like, all of their coasters are insanely smooth. So yeah, I love Oblivion. Like, it's so good. My third favourite ride at Alton Towers is 13. This has been my favourite ride, not my absolute fave, but one of my favourite rides at Alton Towers ever since I first went to Alton Towers in 2017. I was really scared to go on it, but oh my god, I love it so much. Like, it's such a good coaster. And I went on it when I went last year, and I just completely forgot that it went backwards. So we kind of got into like the dark section. It did its thing in there, that was fine. That wasn't as bad as I remembered it being when I first went on it. And then I was like, wait, how do we get back to the station now? Like, I thought we were just gonna go forward, but we went backwards, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot that it went backwards. And it really, like, I don't know, it kind of took me by shock a little bit. But honest to God, I love Oblivion. I love the theming. I feel like when Oblivion first opened in 2010, Alton Towers did kind of make it out to be a lot scarier than it actually is. Like, the advert for it and everything, like, it's not that scary. But honest to God, like, it is such a good family coaster. It's kind of nice to have a family coaster like that in a place like Alton Towers, where it is so, like, thrill seeker heavy, and, like, you know, every corner you turn there is like a thrill ride there. So I feel like it's quite nice to kind of have that as, like, it's not like a children's sort of family coaster, but it's, I wouldn't say that it's like, it's definitely not the most thrilling coaster at Alton Towers. It's kind of somewhere like in between, which I really like. Again, it's so smooth, and I love the drop in the dark room. I feel like that's really unique. I've not been on another coaster like that, especially in the UK. I don't even know if there is a coaster like that in the UK apart from 13. Like, I actually don't think there is. And then obviously the backwards element is so much fun. I actually love going backwards on roller coasters. Like, I find it so scary, but I think I kind of like that. I kind of like the feeling of being scared and then being able to get over that fear. Like, I don't know, I just kind of, I feel like going backwards really gets my adrenaline up, and I love that. So yeah, again, it is just quite simple. Like, it's just a lift hill, you go through a forest, you go to a dark room, you get dropped down a few times, and then you go backwards back into the station. Like, it's nothing spectacular, but it is such a good coaster, and I think the backwards element does it for me. I feel like if it didn't go backwards, I probably wouldn't rate it so high, but I think because it does, and I feel like it's a very unique coaster, I really like it. My fourth favourite coaster at Alton Towers is Wicker Man. I'm not gonna lie to you, I went on Wicker Man for the first time and I came off feeling a little bit disappointed, because I feel like it was so hyped up, like, it's ridiculous. Like, the hype it gets is crazy, especially when it first opened. Like, the hype was unreal, so I kind of went on it expecting to be like blown away, but like, I came off it and I was like, is that it, type of thing. Like, I wasn't that blown away by it, but that doesn't mean that I didn't love Wicker Man. I went on it for the first time last year, and I still really loved it, and it is still such an amazing ride. I feel like it's such a good addition for Alton Towers to have a wooden coaster and to have something of that scale. I feel like it's so good for the park, and I like how it's just sort of like there, like as soon as you sort of walk into the park, like it's just there, and I love like the whole structure of it. And the main reason that this is at number 4 is because of the nighttime ride I had on it. If I didn't go on it at nighttime when I went for the fireworks last year, I don't think it would even be in my top 5. But honest to God, the nighttime ride I had on it was insane. So when I first went on Wicker Man, I went on it with Chris, my cousin. Hi Chris, if you're watching. Yeah, I went on it and it was okay, but we went on it like in the morning, so it hadn't really had time to warm itself up. So I was like, okay, I'll try and go on it again later because it was so busy. So I was like, okay, we'll go on it later and we'll, you know, we'll see how it performs. And so I departed from Chris because he wanted to save his spot for the fireworks, and I went off with 3 different people, and we went on it later on. I think it was, yeah, it was just before the fireworks, because after the fireworks I went to Smiler and Oblivion. So just before the fireworks we went on to Wicker Man, and oh my god, it was insane. I honestly, that was when I came off it and I was like, wow, like that is an insane coaster in the dark. I feel like because there isn't like much lighting around it, like you can't really see what's happening, where you're going. I wasn't too familiar, and I'm kind of still not too familiar of the track layout. Like, yes, I have watched multiple POVs of Wicker Man, but I feel like just watching a POV doesn't really like, the track layout doesn't really stick in my mind that much just from a POV. I have to have ridden the coaster like 200 times before the track layout actually sticks in my head. So obviously I went on this at night time and I was just so blown away. Like, I actually couldn't believe it. It was going so fast, like she was speeding around the track. Like, I think because I wasn't expecting it, it made me enjoy it a lot more. I wasn't expecting it to go that fast. I wasn't expecting to be so like blown away by it. Like, it was insane. So that is why it's at number 4, purely because of that dark ride. And I feel like the more I ride it this season, the more I'm gonna fall in love with it. And I love the theming, I love the structure, I love the layout. And it is a really smooth coaster as well. I think it's manufactured by GCI. I'm just gonna Google it just because I don't want to get these things wrong. Oh yeah, GCI, got it right. I know my stuff. So yeah, Wicker Man at number 4, such a great coaster, especially at night time. I feel like in the daytime it's kind of average. Ride on it at night time, it just goes from average to absolutely insane. Like, I was mind blown. I also really love the gift shop as well. I love the whole theming, I love the gift shop, I love the merchandise. I think just everything about Wicker Man I really like, and the fire effects it has as well, I love that so much. Okay, so my next coaster, I feel like a lot of you are either expecting Nemesis or Rita. It's not any of them. I know I'm gonna get so judged for not having Nemesis in my top 5. I went on Nemesis and I was like, it didn't do anything for me, you know what I mean? Like, again, it gets so hyped up and I don't understand the hype around Nemesis. Like, I really don't. Like, I like it and it is a good ride, but I feel like I need to ride it a bit more for me to really like fall in love with it. And Rita, I've mentioned it so many times, I hate Rita. It's vile, I absolutely hate it. No. So my 5th favourite coaster at Alton Towers is Octonauts. Which I feel like is going to be a very unpopular opinion, because it's just Octonauts. Like, you know, it isn't anything mind-blowing, but I think because that was the first ever coaster that I did at Alton Towers, I think I kind of have that like special like bond with it, and it will always sort of hold like a special place in my heart. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but I don't know, like, I just really like it, and I feel like that might have been one of the first coasters that I've ever done with Kaya. If you don't know who Kaya is, she is my absolute bestie, she is my sister, she is my world, I love her 2 pieces, and I think the fact that she even went on that was a massive achievement for her, because she is really scared of rides. So, you know, the fact that I managed to get her on Octonauts I think is a really big achievement. And it was the first coaster that we did at Alton Towers when we went in 2017. One of the first coasters we've ever done together, so I feel like, I don't know, it's just kind of, it's not because it's like an amazing mind-blowing coaster, because, you know, it's a children's coaster, like it isn't the best coaster on the planet, but I just really like it and it's really cute. I love the little like water fountain thing when it like splashes water up at you. Like I love that so much. And the train is adorable, manufactured by Zamperla. I love the colour scheme of Octonauts. I love that it just fits into CBeebies Land so well, and I actually really wanted to go on it when I went for the fireworks, but we didn't get a chance, which kind of saddens me a little bit, but hopefully I'm going to get to go on it a lot more this season. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to go on it this weekend, which again kind of makes me sad, but it, you know, like it is opening weekend. I'm only going for opening day because I have work the next day, so obviously I only have one day there, so I kind of want to make the most of like the bigger rides. But I will go on it again this season, and you know, it might have gone down in my coaster ranking as I can't really imagine it going up, but yeah, Octonauts is my 5th favourite ride slash coaster at Alton Towers, which is going to be a very unpopular opinion. I feel like a lot of you are expecting Nemesis or Rita or Galactica. It's Octonauts and I'm not mad about it, like I'm not gonna lie, it's what I like, it's my opinion. I love Octonauts. I actually miss it a lot, so I really want to get back on it. I actually just kind of want to do CBeebies Land because I've never really, that's the only ride in CBeebies Land that I've done, so I really want to just like, maybe not spend a whole day in CBeebies Land, but I really want to just go on every single ride at CBeebies Land just to say that like I've done it and just to experience it. But yeah, Octonauts is my 5th favourite ride at Alton Towers, which is kind of sad, but I kind of don't care. Okay, so that is the end of my video. My camera stopped recording about 2 minutes ago, so that is why the lighting might have changed, so I apologise about that, but I feel like the lighting has been quite consistent throughout the majority of the video, so that's okay. But yeah, again, I apologise for the lighting. I know it's not great, but I don't really know what else I can do about it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of my top 5. I know I feel like it's going to be like such an unpopular top 5 and people aren't going to take it too great, but it is just my opinion, it's just what I like. And bear in mind, I have only been to Alton Towers twice, therefore I haven't been on the rides that many times. So you know, this could change throughout this season where I'm going to go to Alton Towers a lot more. I feel like it is going to change quite a lot, so I'll keep you updated if it does change. Let me know in the comments what your top 5 coasters are, or just rides at Alton Towers are, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 2 of Alton Towers week. Bye. These are my opinion. These are my opinion. This is my opinion. These. Ooh, this lighting though. I need a ring light. Am I out of focus? Yes. There we go. See, the lighting has changed again. Why has it changed? Oh no, that's just too dark. Oh. Ah, thumbnail. I almost forgot about thumbnails. Oh, now the lighting goes back. Now I've ended my video, the lighting goes back to how I wanted it.
If you knew better.